If you've been keeping track, we have learned 3 different notes that we call F. This F, this F, this F. That's an octave, that's an octave. Now we're going to introduce the concept of the sharp sign, which is one type of something called an accidental. So if you see a sharp in front of a note, to the left of it on paper, that means raise it by a half step. What is a half step? That is the smallest, what we would call musical interval that exists, at least in this book. On the guitar, a half step would correspond to moving from an open string to first fret, or on any string if you go up or down just by a fret. Jaws is half steps. If we see this sharp symbol, which you might recognize as a pound sign or a hashtag to the left of the note on paper, you actually would say the word sharp after the note. So you see, hashtag and then a note, and then you say it's an F note, and you would call it F sharp. And we're just going to go up by a half step, which means we're going to go up by 1 fret. F, F sharp, F, F sharp. First time we get to use our 4th finger, our pinky. F, F sharp. Now they also mention at the top of the page is called half and whole steps. And a whole step is just 2 half steps. So that would be like whole steps, all whole steps, all half steps. In much of the rest of the world, they call a half step a semitone and a whole step a tone. But I'm making this video in Illinois, so I'm just going to go with the flow. Also, something I forgot to mention is that when you see a sharp sign in front of a note, let's say the sharp sign was in front of this F, which we know is on the top line in the treble clef staff, and so if we saw that sharp sign, we'd actually play it here, and that would apply to any other of this F. If this F, let's say the measure went like this. Sharp sign, F, F, E, F. So the sharp sign would apply to all of the notes in the measure after the sign appeared. At the end of the measure, the sharp sign goes away. So in that example I said it would be something like instead of, if it only applied to the note where it was, to the left of, then you would go F sharp, E, F natural, F natural. But that's not how it works. Number 57. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 58, Danny Boy, or Londonderry Air. I might not be saying that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, another way to indicate that you want someone to play F sharp instead of F is to place the accidental in what we call the key signature. So if you see any of these sharp signs, it would show up in between the treble clef sign and the time signature. The main difference between an accidental, in this case a sharp sign, written in the music before the note and appearing in the key signature is that when it appears in the key signature, it applies to all notes with that name. So if we saw a sharp symbol in front of a note on the top line, that would tell us to play F sharp. But if it was this pitch, if it was an octave lower, that would take an additional sharp symbol. It would also, expire at the end of the measure. So if you want it to apply for the whole song and for every octave, you just put it in the key signature. And then when you're reading, you just have to remember what your key signature is. All right, here's number 59, Shenandoah. 1, 2, 3. And a little faster. 1, 2, 3. Spy Riff, number 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. and a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks for watching.